Hello, how are you guys doing? How is everyone today? Welcome to Vegas Aces live stream. I am going to be teaching you about Let It Ride, and by the way, my name is Heather Ferris. If this is your first time in the channel and you want to see more videos on how to play and deal casino table games, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Remember to hit the notification bell so that way you're always notified of our latest videos and live streams. As we're waiting for people to get in here, or if you're in here already, go ahead, put in your questions, ask me anything, let me know what you want to know about this game. And like I said, we are going to be teaching you how to play and deal Let It Ride. Hopefully everything is working okay. I know we had some technical difficulties in the past few live streams. So if you guys could see me, if you guys could hear me, let me know, write it in the comments. Just let me know everything's working okay. Last time I think I talked for 15 minutes before I finally realized that I wasn't actually like live streaming. Yes, you could see me. Fantastic. Awesome. Hey Rocky, good to see you. Yes. Cool. Okay, so let's wait for people to get in here. Forgot to do this real quick. There we go. Okay. Right. So our next live stream is going to be on Monday, December 9th at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we are doing a Let It Ride tournament. So we are going to be playing a Let It Ride game. Whoever has the most money at the end of the tournament gets a pair of dice, which, let's see, I do not have here in front of me, but I will have it on Monday. So again, come on in. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if there's anything you want to know about Let It Ride. Also, too, it's almost Christmas, so that means you guys are going to have to start buying presents, or you already have started buying presents for people out there for Christmas. And if you want to buy something casino related for a person you know who really loves the casino, please check out our merch store. We have new designs every weekend, and you could buy that special someone a casino, what do you call it? A casino related gift. My mind just went blank all of a sudden. I love it when I have brain farts on live streams. It's like the best thing. Hey Travis, how you doing? Good to see you. Hey Paul Ray, awesome. Haven't seen you in a while, Paul Ray. Very cool. Oh, cool. It's one of your favorite games. Did you vote for Let It Ride this week? Fantastic. Okay, so before we get started, again, one more thing. Remember, you can always tip your dealer with Super Chat. Super Chat is the way YouTube allows you to show your appreciation by tipping me any amount you want. Go ahead, give it a try, or you could show your support by becoming a member of our Patreon page. We have several different levels and rewards for you to choose from. Any membership level counts, even $1, so please go join today. You've been working at the casino. Oh, cool. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Let me know. Some people it's a good thing, some people it's a bad thing. I guess it just depends. Okay, so let's get this party started. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. I'll answer it for you. Typically, Let It Ride is considered a carnival game. And in this carnival game, you typically will be playing with a one-deck game, or a one-deck, not shoe. I'm having all sorts of brain farts today. You'll typically be dealing this game with one deck, and you will have a shuffle machine where it'll be shuffling one deck while you're playing with one deck. What normally happens is 3 cards will come out for each player, and the dealer will get 2 cards, and I'll show you that here in just a second. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to get your best 5-card poker hand. So that's the object of the game. You're trying to get the best 5-card poker hand that you can. Now, you must have a pair of 10s or better in order to win anything. And you are just betting that you're getting a poker hand. You're not playing against any of the other players. You're not playing against the dealer. You're not playing against any of that. You're going to use your 3 cards and the dealer's 2 community cards. These cards are for everybody, to make your best 5-card poker hand. So really easy. Now, when the player bets, the only bet that is absolutely mandatory is this bet right here, the $sign. This is the only one that is mandatory. They have to bet it. Doesn't matter if they win, doesn't matter if they lose, doesn't matter if they have a horrid hand. They have to leave this bet in here, and that's why it has a $sign. Now, 1 and 2 are optional. Even though the player still has to make a mandatory bet of an equal amount on 1 and 2, they have the option of pulling back. So they don't technically have to bet it. They could pull these 2 bets back and just play this one. So again, as the players, you're going to come up to the table, get some money, of course, and then in order to make your initial bet, you're going to put a bet of an equal amount on all 3 spots. So we have 15, 15, and 15. And that is how you bet in order to start the game. Let's see what you guys are saying real quick. I know you keep missing my streams, but you know, it's not your fault, because you know what? I haven't been streaming on Twitch. I want to stream on Twitch. I really want to stream on Twitch, but for some reason, Restream.io has been giving me problems, and the only alternative I've found costs me like $30 a month, I think. So I haven't done it yet. I think I'm gonna cave maybe one day and do it, and then pay the $30 a month, so that way I could restream on both Twitch and YouTube. I just haven't gone there yet, but I want to continue doing that. I really do. Ha! Nice. Thank you, Rocky. Love that. Pizza is the best. Sweet. Hey, Mr. Chad. How you doing, Mr. Chad? Good to see you. So, Mr. Chad, I just want to let you know I actually have something I have to say to you. Sorry, I have not mailed out your dice yet, and that is why you have not gotten your dice yet. So, Mr. Chad was one of our tournament winners on one of the past Monday live streams, and you won a pair of dice. And I am sitting here looking at the dice right now. I swear to God, after this live stream, I'm going to the post office and I am mailing you your dice. I just want to let you know I haven't forgotten about you. Jeffrey says, fun game to play. You hit 4 threes one time. Wow, nice. So if you guys have ever played Let It Ride in a casino, go ahead, put it in the comments. What is the best hand you've seen someone have on Let It Ride? What was the most money you saw someone win on Let It Ride? Let me know. And if you guys are watching the replay, go ahead and throw those answers in the comments. I'd love to see what you guys have to say. Mr. Chad, that's a great question. Is this still played a lot in Vegas? I used to go to all of the casinos. Oh, wait. All of the casinos I go to had it. Now one place only has 1 table. I like this game despite the bad EV. Yes, this is not that great of a game to play if you want to like win money and all of that. It's a fun carnival game, but the thing is the trend in Las Vegas, I can't say for other casinos in America, but the trend for Las Vegas is the Let It Ride is a dying game. People are taking the game out of their casinos. They don't want it in their casinos anymore. It's typical. Carnival games always have a life cycle. There's a certain amount of time where it's sort of like a fad and people love it and it's just wonderful and it's like the new thing. And then just like a fad, people lose interest, they get sick of it, they don't want it around anymore. Well, unfortunately, Let It Ride is experiencing that decline on the fad. And for that reason, people are taking it out of the casinos, and that's why it's harder to find Let It Ride in the casinos. And again, this is for Las Vegas. I can't say for other casinos in America. One of the plants exploded? Like, actually? Seriously? Holy cow. Is everyone, like, are you okay? Is everyone okay? So Jeffrey says Planet Hollywood has Let It Ride. Just in case anyone out there is wondering, Planet Hollywood does have Let It Ride. And also, too, I don't know if you guys were around last year, but I think it was in April, May, somewhere around there. I released an article on the website, and you could still check it out right now. And it talks about what games are at what casinos and what's the best game to play for you, for yourself. And I'm going to actually be doing that again for 2020. So what this is I go to, God, a lot of casinos. It's like a lot, probably half of the casinos here in Las Vegas. And I walk around each pit, and I sit there with like a clipboard, and I mark off like what games they have, what games they don't have, what's the minimum, what's the maximum, what are the rules. And then we get a huge survey together, and we put that survey on, let's see, OUSC's website. So online United States Casinos website. And we're doing that again for 2020, and I'm going to be starting that up next week. So if you guys are dealers here in the Las Vegas Valley, you might see me walking around with a clipboard doing this in the next couple weeks. So just wanted to give you a heads up. But, oh, that's what I was saying. So anyway, so I'm going to be doing this, and we get a lot of that information. So I'll see where Let It Ride is, along with all of the other carnival games, and I'll be able to help you guys and tell you guys like where these games are, what casinos they are. So that should help a lot with you guys watching. My aces, my people. Cool. The most Mr. Chad made on a hand was 800. Ooh, that sucks. Sorry, Mr. Chad. About the evacuation, not the 800. Okay, so we took a look at the chat, answered everyone's questions. Everyone's good with that. Let's continue. So what I talked about before is player comes up to the table, they make a bet. I talked about the bet a little bit. Now let's talk about what happens when we actually start dealing the game. So you're going to have a shuffle machine over to your left, and the cards will come out 3 at a time. So you're going to pick up those cards. And if you're sitting here practicing at home, you could do this too. This is a really great way to mimic a shuffle machine. Go ahead and put however many hands that you want to put out right up next to the side, and then mimic a shuffle machine. So pick it up and spread. Pick it up, spread. Pick it up, spread. Of course, my spreads look absolutely horrible. It should look more like that. Okay. Pick it up, spread, and spread. Okay. So the reason why the dealer is spreading the cards like so instead of just taking it and doing this, if you're a dealer and you're dealing this game and you pick up the cards and you just do that and you don't spread them, that's really horrible. You have to spread the cards. The reason why you're spreading the cards is for the surveillance, for the cameras up above. They need to be able to see all 3 cards at all times. That's why you spread the cards. So the dealer will spread the cards, and then they will give themselves 3 cards as well. But when they give themselves 3 cards, they're going to take the top card and move it over to the left-hand side. The middle card, move it over to the right, and the bottom card is going to go in the discard rack. So again, top card on the left, middle card on the right, and bottom card in the discard rack. And after all of the cards have been dealt, the players can pick up the cards and take a look and see what they have. Now let's put up some bets right here so you could see what's going on and get an idea. Again, if you guys missed it, the player has to bet on all 3 spots, but only the money spot is the mandatory bet. They can pull back the other 2 spots at any time. All 3 bets have to be exactly the same amount. So you can't have, say, for example, 10, 5, 5, or 10, 20, 10, or anything like that. They all have to be the same amount. So let's take a look at everybody's cards. Let's see what they got. This player right here has an ace, an 8, and a 7. Nothing matches. That's not really that great. So this player is going to pull back. And when they pull back, it's just like hitting in blackjack. You're going to take your finger your fingers, and you're going to scratch the table like so, just like you're hitting in blackjack. Let's see. Okay, yeah, you guys could see that. So that's how you do it. The dealer will push the bet back. Now, as the dealer, when you're pushing the bet back, it's good to take your fingers like so. Let's see if you guys could see that right there. Okay, you can see the fingers, and then just push it back. So let's do one you guys can see. Just push it back like so. When you're doing it, just push it back. Now, the reason why you're doing it like this is because the cameras can see the chips at all times. There are some dealers out there, when they give the players back their money, this is horrible, do not do this. They'll actually pick up the bet and give it to them. And when you pick up the bet and give it to them, like you could see right here in the cameras, I'm covering the bet. You can't see the bet, and I'm giving it to the player. That's not good. You never want to cover the bet, ever. Remember, everything that you do as a dealer, you're doing for the cameras. So that includes every action, every motion, everything. So when you're pushing the bets back, like so, instead of covering them, you're just going to do a V shape, and you're going to push it so that way the cameras could see the bet at all times. Okay, so next up, this player has, a pair of aces and a jack. Fantastic. Now, this player is an automatic winner because they have a pair of tens or higher. Pair of aces is higher than a pair of tens. So we know that they're going to win no matter what. So we don't want to pull any of the bets back. We want to get paid for all of the bets. This player is going to put the tip of the cards underneath the bet, like so. So you could see the tip right here of the cards is underneath the bet. And this signifies to the dealer that they're going to stay for all of the hands, and they're not pulling back any of the bets. So you know just to bypass them and move on to the next player. So this player has a queen, an 8, and a 2. That's not really good. They're going to scratch the table, and as the dealer, you're going to push the bet back by using that V shape. And they're going to try again for another day, basically. So this player has a pair of 2s and a 3. This isn't really that great of a hand. Yes, you do have a pair, but it's a really low pair, and everything in your hand is like low cards, so not really that great. You need a pair of 10s or higher, not a pair of 2s, so that's why that's not good. So this is not a winner. So this player, they can either let it ride and hope that they get 3 of a kind, 4 of a kind, something like that, or full house. Or they could pull back their bet and wait until they get a pair of 10s or higher. So we're going to play it safe. We're not going to risk it, and we're going to pull that bet back. So again, they're scratching the table like you would if you were playing blackjack and you wanted to hit. And the dealer is going to use that V shape like I taught you and push the bet back to them. Last player has a king, a 5, and a 4. Again, no pairs, nothing really that great, so we're going to push the bet back to them. And that's when the dealer reveals the very first card. And the dealer has a 8 of clubs. And again, these cards technically aren't the dealer's cards, they're community cards, so everyone can use these cards. I'm just saying they're the dealer's cards because they're in front of the dealer. But they are community cards. So an 8, that's cool, but unfortunately we need a pair of 10s or higher in order to pay people. This player right here now has a pair of 8s. This player right here now has a pair of 8s. And nothing really happened very much with these players. So it helped, but it didn't help very much. They still don't have a pair of 10s or higher. So we're going to pull back on all of the rest of the bets, and then we're going to see what this next card is. So everyone is going to pull back. And then after they pull back, they're putting their cards underneath their bet. Again, this is the mandatory bet that everyone has to play. And when everyone is done, you put the corner of your cards, like so, underneath the mandatory bet. And then after everyone has done that, the dealer is going to turn over their second card. And I have a Queen of Hearts. Queen of Hearts. After that, we go do a round of the take and pay procedure, starting from the right-hand side and going left. And let's see, remember, as the dealers, always spread the cards far enough that the cameras can see them. You do not want to have cards like this and then expect that the cameras could see it. They can't see that. So you want to make sure that all of the pips, all of the inside pips are covered, like so. You want the middle portion to be showing. If you're a left-handed dealer, and I spoke about this on our last live stream, you would have the cards like so, but still, even though you're covering the number and the pip right here, you could still see all of the pips in the middle, and that's what we're aiming for. That's what we're trying to get. So with this player, they have a king 5-4 with a queen and an 8. No pairs, nothing really good. King high, so unfortunately they lose their bet. Next up is a pair of 2s and a 3 with a queen. Again, there is no pair of 10s or higher, so unfortunately they lose as well. Oh, sweet. This player got lucky. So this player has a queen and 8 and a 2 with a queen and an 8. So they have 2 pair. They got that right at the last moment. So 2 pair is 2-1. So you're going to pay every bet that's up 2-1. If the bets were taken down, they don't get paid. And then also you have the bonus payout right here. So typically there is a little electronic circular device where the players put their dollars like so. So you'll get like little dollar coins, and you'll put the dollar coins on the light. The light will light up. The light will turn on, and that indicates that you were betting on that. And then the dealer will hit something on a machine over here that will lock all of the lights in place, and then they'll take all of the dollars. That's the bonus. Now with the bonus, if they were playing the bonus and they have 2 pair, that bonus, this dollar right here, gets paid $3. So we're going to pay that bonus. Okay. Next up, the pair of aces with the jack. Pair of aces wins. It's a pair of 10s or higher. So they get paid 1-1 on all of the bets that were up. If you leave the bet up, you have a pair of 10s or higher, then you get paid for every bet that you leave up. And last but not least, we have an ace and 8 and a 7. So we got a pair of 8s with an ace queen 7. Unfortunately, not a pair of 10s, so I have to take that bet. Okay, so let's see what you guys are saying, and then we'll do another hand. Again, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Let me know. I'm here to help. And it could be on this game or it could be any game. So don't think you have to just keep it to this game. Okay, so everyone's set up again. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. So Mr. Chad says, in touch games, why do players have to wait till a certain point to look at the cards? It depends on the game. So some games, the players have to wait until they touch the cards. Other games, they don't. Also, it depends on the casino. Some casinos on Let It Ride, the players could touch the cards right away. Whereas other casinos, they want all of the cards to come out before any of the players look at their hands. Now, why is that? The reason why is because if you have the cards, for example, you have the shuffle machine right here, you're taking out the cards, you're putting the cards out, and as soon as the player gets the cards, they're looking at it. And then as you're doing the last player, something happens with the shuffle machine, there's a malfunction, we get a red light. Red lights happen all of the time. I mean, I was a dealer and I was constantly saying, red light, all the time. That means that there was a malfunction or something wrong. The casinos that don't allow the players to look at the cards, the reason why is because if they do look at the cards, if they see that they have like a royal flush or potential royal flush or 3 of a kind or something like that, and there's a malfunction and all of a sudden that hand is dead and now they don't get paid for that, you're going to have a lot of really upset people, like really upset. So the casinos, what they do is they say, okay, everyone has to wait until everyone gets their cards. When we know that there's no malfunction, when we know that this is a good hand, that's when you could pick up the cards and take a look at them. So that's one of the reasons why. And again, it just depends on the casino and it depends on the table. Another thing too that we haven't talked about that I probably should talk about is there are some games where it's like a carnival game, like so. Everyone has cards. And there are some casinos where this player will be looking at their cards, this player will be looking at their cards, and they'll be like, oh, hey, I got 2 aces. Oh, hey, I got 2 eights. Cool, look. And then they show each other the cards. Not really good to do. If you're a dealer and you see this, again, depending on the game and depending on the casino, because it just depends. But if you are on a specific game where they're not allowed to share cards and you're at a casino where they enforce that and they want you to follow those rules and regulations, then if you see players sharing cards, don't jump at them. Don't jump down their throat. Don't yell at them. Don't do anything like that. Remember, you're there to provide a really pleasant experience. You're there to provide a really fun, good, just enjoyable, entertaining experience. You don't want to yell at anyone. Just be like, oh, hey, just so you guys know, you can't show each other's cards on this table. So just so you know, don't do that. Don't make a big deal about it. Don't do anything like that. Just tell them, hey, not allowed to do that. Just go ahead. Stop doing that. If they do it again, hey, I told you guys, don't do that. If they keep doing it, don't say anything to the players. Instead, go to the floor person, notify the floor person, and the floor person will come to your table, watch them do it, and then they'll say something to them. So I hope that helps. Again, let me know if you guys have any questions. Let me see what you guys are saying here in the chat real quick. Yeah, Sam's fault. Okay, so you guys are doing good. If you guys have any questions, go ahead, put it in the chat. Let me know what you guys are saying. We'll do 1 or 2 more hands so you guys get the gist. Now, as the dealer, you're going to do a shuffle, normal riffle. That's it. Just a nice little riffle. And then you're going to put the cards in the machine. As the dealer, you don't want to just take the cards and then put them in the machine and never riffle them. You always want to riffle the cards before they go into the shuffle machine. And that's usually on carnival games. It's a little bit harder to do that on say a 6-deck shoe game on blackjack. But if you are on a carnival game with a single deck, always give it a little riffle and then put it into the machine. Also, too, there are some casinos where they'll want you to riffle and then they'll want you to box and then they'll put it in the machine. The reason why is that boxing maneuver, like I've said before, boxing maneuver, that's used to deter people who are shuffle tracking, and you could still shuffle track using a shuffle machine. So that's why you still want to box. So you give it a little riffle, you get a little box, and you put it in the shuffle machine, and you should be good to go. And again, it depends on the casino. Some casinos will want you to box and then riffle. So like I said, just know what your casino's policies and procedures are and make sure that you follow them. There's reasons why they have those. So John says, if the dealer drops and exposes a card, the hand is dead. It depends on the game. So that would be true if this was a real poker game, but this isn't a real poker game. It's let it ride. So if you expose any of the players' hands, it's not a big deal. In fact, you wouldn't even tell the floorman. You'd just be like, oh, whatever, here are your cards. Not really a big deal. If you expose the 2 community cards, then that's a big deal. So if you expose these 2 community cards by accident, don't worry. Everyone makes mistakes. It's not going to hurt you. Just call over the floor person. Let him know, hey, I was dealing out this game. I accidentally flipped over this card, or this card accidentally flipped over, whatever. And I just wanted to let you know. That's all you really have to say. They'll be like, okay, no worries. This is a dead hand. We're not going to play this hand. Go ahead, shuffle, and we'll do a new round. So that's what would happen if you flip over the 2 community cards. But if it was any of the players' hands, it's not a big deal. It's like 2 players showing them their cards, and you just have to be like, hey, don't do that. But, you know, it's not that big of a deal. Let's see. Have you ever had to do a manual shuffle for this, or is there a procedure for that? You know, if the machine is awful and just can't work at all. That's a great question, Flag Dude. Yes, I've had that happen to me plenty of times. Those machines, they were notorious for giving us trouble. It was either the machines would malfunction, they wouldn't work, we would have red lights, whatever it was. We were always having trouble with those machines. And so, yes, there were plenty of times where, as the dealer, I would have to hand shuffle instead of use the machine. Not a big deal. It was actually pretty easy. I would deal the game like I normally would. And then when it came to the shuffle procedure, I would just do a single deck shuffle procedure. So whatever the single deck shuffle procedure is for that casino, that's what you would do. And then after you do the single deck shuffle procedure, you would just give out 3 cards to each of the players. Or you could do it like that too. But the thing is no matter how you do it, make sure that all 3 cards are showing. You don't want to do something like this. That wouldn't be good, because in the camera surveillance, they can't see those 3 cards. If you spread it out like so, they could see that all 3 cards are there. Just make sure your hand is low enough to the table that players can't see anything. They can't peek, nothing like that. So again, make sure your hand is as close to the table as possible, and then just do a nice little slide off. And that's how you would do the shuffle if a machine malfunctioned. Everywhere I play with this game. Oh, really? Mr. Chad, that's interesting. Yeah, they would break down all of the time, and the casino that I worked at, they never shut down the game, ever. No way, because that game is bringing in money. That's their profit. They don't want to shut that down. Yeah, I've seen that where they would like exchange shuffle machines. So if this game is dead, or if this game's closed, for example, they might switch the shuffle machines. I've seen that, but I've never seen them close a game for that. Yeah, exactly, John. Okay, cool. So let's do another round. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot them to me in the chat. And let's start another round. So everyone is betted. Again, all of the bets are an equal amount, and all 3 bets are placed. Just to say this one more time, the only one that's mandatory is this one right here, and you know that because it has the money symbol. These 2 are optional. This one is mandatory. So let's see what everyone has. This player has a pair of 9s with a 4. Ooh, this player has a pair of queens with an ace. This player has a pair of 7s with a 6. This player has a 9, 6, and a 5. And this player has a 10, 8, and 3. So this player has a pair of 9s. We're going to pull back 1 bet. And again, they're going to scratch just like you would if you were on blackjack. And the reason why is because you need a pair of 10s or higher to win. We don't want to stay with a pair of 9s because that's not going to win. Unless, of course, you're taking a risk and you're laying it right and you're hoping for a 3 of a kind or a full house or something similar. This player has a pair of queens. Fantastic. So we have an automatic winner. They're not going to pull down any of their bets. They're leaving all of their bets up, and they're going to put the corner of their cards underneath their mandatory bet, indicating to the dealer that they want to stay. Again, this player has a pair of 7s, not a pair of 10s, so we're going to pull back their bet. Got to have a pair of 10s to win. Same with these players. These players don't have anything. Garbage hands. They're just hoping and praying that they get something. So we're going to push these bets back as well. After all of the bets have been pushed back or decided, like this one, then the dealer is going to flip over one of their cards, the card on the left-hand side of the dealer, and that card is a jack of clubs. And unfortunately, a jack of clubs does not help anyone. So we are all going to pull back our bets because none of that helped and none of us are now winners. So we're going to pull them all back. And now, as you can see here, we all have one bet left. And this bet is the mandatory bet. So we're going to take the cards and put them underneath our mandatory bet, like so, indicating to the dealer that we are good to go. And then the dealer, after seeing this, is going to flip over their last card. And I have a 3 of diamonds. So now we're going to do the take and pay procedure. And again, everyone is looking for their best 5-card poker hand. We have a pair of 3s on this hand, but unfortunately you need a pair of 10s or higher to win. So we have to take this person's money. And again, remember to spread the cards far enough that the cameras can see them. This player doesn't have anything. They just have a jack high, so unfortunately they lose as well. Pair of 7s, that doesn't do anything. They have a 6, a 3, and a jack. Unfortunately, they lose. They do not have a pair of 10s or higher. The pair of 7s are just not enough. But we got a pair of queens right here, which is an automatic winner. And a pair of queens pays even money or 1-to-1 on all of the bets that are up. Fantastic. And this player has a pair of 9s with a 4, which doesn't do anything. So I got to take his money. Okay, so let me see if you guys have any questions. We'll do one more round and then we'll call it good for the day. Let's see, get everyone's bet back up there. Okay, so let's see what you guys are saying. John says, have you gone through the 3-card bonus and the $1 bet for this? No, I haven't. So that's a good point. So Let It Ride, what I'm explaining to you here right now is just the normal game. That's all it is. It's just the normal game and that's it. There are plenty of Let It Ride games out there that have side bets or bonuses, and that's what John is talking about. So there's one Let It Ride game that has a 3-card bonus side bet. So if your first 3 cards equal a 3-card poker hand from 3-card poker, then you get that 3-card bonus. And they'll have another pay table up on the table, and it'll tell you what that 3-card bonus is. So again, you're trying to make a 3-card poker hand from the first 3 cards that you're dealt, and it's a side bet that is played on Let It Ride. Okay, so let's see what else you guys are saying. So Chad says, a week ago, a guy at my casino puked all over the Caribbean stud tables and had to be closed for cleaning. That's hilarious. Yes, actually, you do see that in the casino. In fact, that's usually, I hate to say this, but it's so true. That's usually the only time these chips are cleaned is when someone pukes on the table, or if they dump a glass of beer everywhere and the beer gets in the rack, which has happened plenty of times to myself. And I swear to God, this is why you have to wash your hands after being in a casino and playing with these chips. These chips are never washed. They're disgusting. They're so gross. At least the cards are changed every few hours or every shift. These chips, they're never washed. They're never changed. Nothing ever happens. And seriously, some of the people in the casinos are disgusting. So make sure you wash your hands after playing with the chips in the casino or after handling chips in the casino. One more point. We did have a player do that where they had a whole glass of beer and they dumped the beer all over the table and a bunch of it got into the chips and we had to clean it. So yes, we closed the table, shut down the game, closed the table. Me and a floor person, we started off with a pile of white rags, pure white rags, and we had to sit here and clean up the chips and everything off the rack. By the time we were done, those rags, those white rags, were pure black. It was so disgusting. It was like, oh, just, yeah, that's my rant. There we go. Okay, let's see what else you guys are saying. Yeah, ask for Purell. Exactly. Okay, so you guys are good in the chat. And let's do the last hand on Let It Ride. Again, let me know if you have any questions. And we might be doing something different next week. I don't know. We'll see. I have an inkling. We'll see if anything happens from it. I'm just giving you guys a heads up real quick. Okay, so everyone gets their cards. By the way, on Let It Ride, if you are hand dealing this game and you don't have a shuffle machine, you do not burn the first card like you would in blackjack, just so you know. So the players would get the 3 cards. Again, make sure your hand is as close to the table as possible so players can't see them. And then you give 2 cards to yourself for the community cards. This player has an ace, a 7, and a 6. None of it match. This player has a jack, 4, and 3. Not that good. Same with this player who has a 10, 9, and 4. It's all red. It looks good, but unfortunately none of it matches. It's a king, 6, 5. And, ooh, okay, this one has potential. We have a 3, 5, 7 of diamonds. So we have a potential straight flush right here. If we did get the straight flush would pay 200 to 1 and $1,000 on the bonus. So 200 to 1 and $1,000 on the bonus. So that would be 1,000, 1,000, 1,000 if they got the straight flush. But we would need a 4 of diamonds and a 6 of diamonds for that to happen. So let's see. Okay, so nobody has anything really good. Nobody has any winners. So they're all going to pull back. Again, when you pull back, you are scratching the table just as you would if you were on blackjack. Scratch the table. And the dealer will push the bets back to you using that V shape so that way they don't cover the bets. After all the bets have been pushed back, we're going to take a look at the dealer's first card on the left-hand side, which is a jack. This helps this person. Now he has a pair of jacks. That's awesome. Doesn't help anybody else. So this player right here is going to pull back because they don't have anything. And it is the last round, so they're putting their cards away. This player now has a pair of jacks, so that's awesome. They won. They don't want to pull any more back, so they're leaving both bets up there, and they're putting their cards down. And the last 3, unfortunately, it did not help. So we are pushing all 3 of those back and then tucking our cards, waiting for the last card to be revealed. Okay, and the last card is a 5 of spades. 5 of spades. Now we're going to do the take and pay procedure, see who won, see who lost. This player has a pair of 5s. Unfortunately, it's not a pair of 10s or higher, so they lose. So much potential. This player, same thing, a pair of 5s, nothing really to brag about. Doesn't really help them, so they lose as well. A 10, 9, 4, that doesn't help anybody, so they lose. This player got lucky. So we got a pair of jacks, so they get paid 1 to 1 or even money on all of the bets that are still up. And this player has an ace, a 6, and a 7. Doesn't really help them, so they lose. Okay, if you guys have any questions, now's the time to ask. I think we're going to be calling it quits here pretty soon. It's a really easy game. This game is super easy. It's actually not really a favorite of most dealers that I've met. Most dealers have really horrible nicknames for this game because they don't like dealing this game. My favorite nickname that a friend of mine would give it, and he said this all the time. He's like, I got a deal, let it die. That sucks. It was so funny. They hated this game. I was okay with it. I wasn't really, It was boring. I'm sorry. It was boring to deal. Okay, let's see. Ha! Nashville, you made it! Sweet! And I am ending this. No! Nashville, if you have any questions, go ahead. Let me know real quick. I'll answer it for you before I end the live stream. So Mr. Chat says one time on a craps table. I'm sorry, immediately my mind goes to one time at band camp. Sorry. Okay. One time on a craps table, low stakes, some guy came in, watched for a minute without buying in, and threw a chip in the field. Turned out to be a $10,000 chip. I guess they had to verify. Yes. Yes, probably. That was probably a stroker right there. People have different definitions for the word stroker. My definition for the word stroker is someone who walks around a casino looking for break-in dealers to try to take advantage of by doing weird moves or sly moves where it's more to their advantage. Technically what he did, it's like right on the edge. I wouldn't exactly say, you know, that's a stroker thing to do, but he could have been a stroker. It's one of those things where you had to be there to find out. But yes, you should have verified. So as the dealer, you always want to make sure that you know what is on your table. You're casing the layout. You want to know what people are playing, and you want to make sure that those bets are neither under the table minimum or over the table maximum. And if you have a high value check playing, which is usually $100 or higher, 100, 500, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, you would always notify the management by saying checks play. So that is part of dealing, is casing your layout and making sure that you don't have any high value checks on there or checks that are under the minimum or over the table maximum. Oh, cool. John says that they just opened Down Under Blackjack in Philly. Awesome. They have Down Under Poker, too. I put a video of Down Under Poker on my YouTube channel if you guys want to check it out. We saw that at, I think I did that either at G2E or Cutting Edge. It might have been G2E that I did that. But that's their newest game, is Burnout Poker, and it's really, or I'm not Burnout, Down Under Poker. It's really fun. So check it out. Okay, cool. So it looks like we're good with that. I don't see any more questions, nothing like that. So we are pretty good. Is it from Mask 2? No, Mask Publishing does a different game. So Down Under Blackjack is... it's a different company than the Masked company, and I'm trying to remember exactly the name of the company. I know the guy who owns it. His name is Kyle. But I'm trying to remember what the name of his company was. But it's a different company. Mask is a separate company. Mask is the one that has Spanish 21, for example. Cool. Okay, well, just a quick reminder, Vegas Aces is supported by viewers like you. Donations make it possible for us to bring you these videos for free. If you think that this video was worth more than $0, please donate the amount you feel that it was worth by clicking the link in the description below. That does it for today's show. Thank you so much for joining me, and join us again next time for our Let It Ride tournament. On December 9th, Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Until then, this is Heather Ferris reminding you that education can change the world. Thanks for watching, you guys. See you on Monday. Bye.